This episode of the Rocker Skating Podcast is brought to you by Aura. Let's be honest, breaking in new skates is kind of the worst, right? Blisters, sore ankles, the whole deal. Aura is here to make that way easier. Their skates are built with a one-piece carbon fiber shell that you can heat mold to your foot, so they fit you and not the other way around. And Aura skates have an integrated collar system, which basically means your boot bends with you while giving you the support that you need. Translation: more skating, less complaining. Visit auraskates.com to learn more. Welcome to the Rocker Skating Podcast. It's the second day of our 2-day preview show for the 2026 World Figure Skating Championships. Michele and I have a lot to say about the men and the ice dance event, so here it is. How much menning are we going to get? I think a supreme amount of menning.
Yeah. This will be a menning for the ages.
I'm still recovering from, frankly, the men and the ice dance from the Olympics. I'm still recovering from
We had
the
another
drama of those couple of days.
We had another Friday the 13th a couple weeks ago. I was triggered. I'm like, again? I hope Ilya's not on the ice wherever he is. It's traumatizing.
Everybody was commemorating the 1 month anniversary of the
the
Friday
day that will
the
live
13th.
in infamy.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Or in fame in Kazakhstan.
Yeah. I know, that's going to be in their history textbooks, celebrating the coronation of King Shydorov.
Speaking of which, King Shydorov is not here. He wasn't even on the original entries list because he was too busy accepting new cars and kissing babies and opening restaurants. And I don't know what he's been doing, but he's certainly been the toast of Astana and all of Kazakhstan.
There was at the Summer Olympics in 2024, there was a Filipino gymnast, Carlos Yulo, that won. He first won gold medal, I believe, on vault, I think was first. And it went crazy in the Philippines. Every business there was giving him free stuff, money. We had a whole running list of it. And then he won another gold medal. And they got even more stuff. And I feel like Shydorov is living that experience. Like when you win from a small country, you become the beneficiary of all they have to offer.
Right. I mean, Carlos Yulo is a legend.
He's a little brother who just debuted.
He's
another
starting.
One.
Yeah.
I was joking.
And also good on vault and floor.
Yeah. Funny how that is.
Surprising.
The businesses in the Philippines are going to run out of free stuff to give the Yulo brothers. Yeah.
That's our crossover pop for you. We'll have Scott Bregman on here at some point. So Mikhail Shydorov, not here. Matteo Rizzo, not here. Junwan Cha just very recently said no.
So
and
sad.
Then even more recently, Jason Brown was out. And we knew behind the scenes that he was certainly deciding. Like this was not one of those where it was like, oh, he had decided a long time ago and waited till the last moment to say no. He has been
we heard as of last week he hadn't even made a decision. So
right, he's been training. He's still been skating in shows. He's still been keeping conditioning up, and so ultimately decided to not go. And Jacob Sanchez takes his spot because first alternate Max Naumov said no. Second alternate Tomoki Hiwatashi retired. Third alternate, Jacob Sanchez, who just came off a 4th place finish at the Junior World Championships, is now going to make his Senior World Championships debut.
Imagine getting that phone call.
Jacob, don't kill me if I am spilling secrets, but he told me he was snowboarding when he got the call.
Oh, he's young. He'll be fine. That's just he's training. I mean,
he's been training.
Yeah.
They have continued to be training like
Mhm.
Just another couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
Junior Worlds was 2.5 weeks ago.
The
And
real
so
question is, did he, once he got the call, snowboard down the mountain then, or did he get on the lift and responsibly ride it to the bottom and then get off and go home?
Jacob's like, my ACL is gonna
Yeah.
stay. Um, so so that is the men's withdrawals. And also Matteo Rizzo withdrew and noticed that it was not Nikolai Memela who got the call.
Mhm.
He probably is still recovering
Mhm.
from the
Mhm.
injuries, and also very busy, I think, with Fashion Week,
Yeah. And
um,
TikTok.
and TikTok,
Yeah.
and so
Did you
Gabriele Frangipani is going to be uh,
did you
there
see
for the Italians.
someone made a TikTok about, Nikolai Memela's, inside edge "Let's Take Off," and they were like, "He needs to fix this, here it is," and he commented on it, and he said, "Girl, I know."
Of course
Yeah.
he did. Of course he did.
Yeah.
Nikolai Memela knows everything in the social media
He's
space.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so
What's gonna
the
happen?
men, will it be the redemption of Ilya Malinin? That is a big one, right? Last time we saw him, it was last time we saw him, it was at
Mhm.
the exhibition gala, but
Mhm.
the last time we saw him compete, it was a one of those programs you'll never want to watch again because it was so heartbreaking.
And
Um,
completely out of character.
Completely out of character.
I think he'll be fine. He's done many worlds. I think he'll just skate fine. I
I,
don't I don't expect any drama.
I
I'm
think it's a
really
it's a
worried about
very
the next
different.
Olympics though.
Oh my goodness. It is a very different kind of pressure
Mhm.
here. And you're not going to have all the cameras and all the
Mhm.
stuff following you everywhere
Mhm.
you go.
Snoop Dogg will
And
not be here as far as we
there's no
know.
oh, thank
No
goodness there's no
Martha.
Snoop Dogg. Oh, yeah, yeah, none of that going on. So it'll
Just
be,
Jackie Wong.
and Ilya just walks past me
Yeah.
anyways. That's fine. Um, so Ilya, and then will it be the redemption of Yuma Kagiyama?
Oh, I just
Because
wanna see that free skate clean once. Just give
yeah,
it to us
as
clean.
as much as Yuma got his fourth silver medal,
Mhm.
it was not a good skate for him.
No.
It just so happened that he rotated everything and
Mhm.
didn't have a complete disaster,
Mhm.
but uh, I'm sure he wants to go back in time and fix that up. But he's got a chance to become a world champion.
Yeah. I
So
think his this is one of
that's
his best chances. So,
yeah, exactly. I do hope that we can see a Turando
please,
that is
please.
clean
Yeah.
because that program is so, so good.
Yeah.
Um, Shunsato, after his bronze medal at the
Mhm.
Olympics, how does he do? I mean, you got to then kind of look at these other guys who were in the mix
Mhm.
at the Olympics, right? Steven Gogolev was literal, like
A spin
a
level.
spin away.
Yeah.
Yeah, a spin level away from the podium.
He is so consistent. I mean,
Yeah,
we watched him practice so many times because he got there early for the team event. He doesn't even make mistakes in practice. He warms up the same way. He gets his jumps out. He does his run throughs. He doesn't step out of anything. He is
yeah,
just so, so solid.
yeah.
And reliable, which I feel like we haven't been able to say about a Canadian men's skater in a while. So it's really impressive, and I'm putting him on the podium. I think he's going to do it.
Ooh.
I'm
Wow,
putting
wow,
him up there.
wow.
Yeah, because they have to do
Yeah,
2 programs, and
they
he's
do.
the
They do
only
have to
one that
do
I
programs.
really believe is not going to men.
They do
And
need to
I'm
do
not even
2
jinxing him
programs.
when I say that.
I know. Like,
Yeah.
uh, we're not jinxing anything anymore at
Yeah.
at this point because they jinx themselves.
Yeah.
Like, speaking of redemptions, does Adam Saliham-Fa have a redemption? Does Danielle Grosso have a
Mhm.
redemption? Does Kevin Amos have a redemption? Like
Mhm.
all these guys who had moments of brilliance at the Olympics and then just couldn't get it all together.
I would would say that Kevin Amos doesn't need a redemption. He had some issues, but he fought pretty hard. I think the redemption would be from for Europeans, but I think he got that at the
He got that
Olympics.
at the
Yeah,
Olympics. Yeah, he got that
yeah.
at the Olympics.
Um, I'm really interested to see how Andrew Torgashev skates. He
Yeah.
skated some of his best performances his last two competitions. So,
I,
um,
like at the Olympics, I've never
mhm.
seen him train better.
Yeah.
And I think the question is, has he been able to maintain that level of
Mhm.
intensity and consistency that he had at the Olympics?
Mhm.
Um, and has there been sort of a letdown from the Olympics,
Yeah.
and has he been able to bring it back up? That's we'll see it first day whether his quad toes are popping or
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
popping.
And he was also
Um,
gonna go on that, pizza sampling tour of Milan after his event ended, so
I know I gotta ask him
hopefully
about.
he's
I
recovered
need to
from
ask him
that.
about those. Yeah. Oh, the pizza in Milan.
Mhm.
What am I gonna eat in Prague? I eat lots of something.
Mhm.
I need to figure it out.
Mhm.
um, like there are other skaters there too. I mean,
Yeah.
Nika Gatze, same thing, right? Like
Georgy Rashchenko.
Georgy Reshchenko,
Yeah.
European bronze
Yeah.
medalist. What does he do here?
Speaking of menning.
Um, yeah, I mean, like you do have to realize, yeah, you do have to take a look back at those scores at Europeans, and that it was like a 230 something that got him the
Mhm.
bronze.
Mm. Yeah.
That's not going to get him top 10 here, I don't think.
You know who
Although, again,
what
who knows?
I want redemption for Vladimir Litvintsov.
Mm,
I want him to skate well here. I wanna see him make the free skate, smoke that cigarette at the start of his program, have a great skate, and enjoy himself. That was, like, one of the most heartbreaking parts of Milan was him having that short program implosion and missing the free skate. I feel we were all robbed of the
of the
performance that we
Joker.
deserved to see. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That would have been, I mean, that would have been a lot. That would have
Mhm.
been very nice. Um, let's hope he doesn't do a triple flip 5 seconds later, single toe again. That it's still one of the iconic
Yeah.
combinations of
Yeah.
the Olympic
Yeah.
Games.
But it's crazy because it was so iconic in that moment, and then it became relevant in the women's event
I
because
know.
if Cowrie had done that, she would have won.
Uh,
She could have
Can
held that
we?
edge for 10 seconds and done the single toe, and she would have won. I'm
Yeah,
so upset.
I don't care about the song anymore. It's like
No.
that single toe needed to be there. Um, can we also just do a segue back
Yeah.
to the women,
Oh, yeah.
and that Kaori Sakamoto did uh, a domestic competition about a week ago.
She's not ready. She's not ready to say goodbye.
No, she's not ready to escape, take a guy, but they did not change the combination. The double toe is
Come on.
still on the triple lutz, and she fell on the triple flip. So she had another rep call.
Oh, my God.
They
All right.
changed the combination.
Put that double toe on that first flip. This is
I know.
crazy. All
It's
right, you
really
need to do
crazy.
some investigative journalism as soon as you hit the ground in Prague and ask what is going on with that. What's going on?
Oh,
She does a solo Lutz in the short program. What's wrong with the solo Lutz in the free skate? It's the only one
Miss
she's doing.
Miss Nakano,
Oh
please,
my God.
please.
We can't take this.
I know. Oh, yeah. So back to the men.
I'm too
Uh,
traumatized to continue. Triggered.
I know, same. Litvintsev,
Mhm.
redemption. Uh, we get another minions from Tommy Guarino.
Yes. Let's go.
And, like things could, lots of things can happen again.
Mhm.
Like with the other competitions, it's a, it can be a wide open field. And
Mhm.
if the menning does occur, and it most certainly probably will
Yeah.
occur,
Yeah.
there could be some wild standings at
Mhm.
the end of this whole thing.
Mhm.
Um, we have France, Japan, and the US coming in with 3 spots.
I don't know that
I'll take a
that's gonna hold up for
yeah.
for France, but I hope it does.
I don't know if it holds up for the US
Yeah,
either. Like, I think it depends on what 1, Ilya has to be up there.
yeah,
2, Torgashev has to be as good as he was at the Olympics, or Jacob Sanchez does 2 clean programs and they don't hose his components. Like, they can keep the 3 spots, but
yeah,
it's not easy.
yeah. I weirdly have a lot of faith in Jacob. I don't know why. I think he's gonna skate well.
I would like to have a lot of faith in Jacob.
Yeah.
I feel like he's burned me before, so
Is this our first world team without Jason Brown in a whole quad? Pretty
Oh,
sure it
Jason
is.
Brown. It's been a while. Yeah. He's been at the last 3 worlds.
Yeah. Oh, uh, 2022, he didn't go. Yeah.
Right, but he was at 23, 24,
Mhm,
25.
mhm.
So he was yeah.
Do you know that
Yeah.
Jason has never in his career finished lower than ninth at Worlds?
That's what I keep saying.
Wow.
Like as much as we've people talk about how he hasn't medaled at worlds,
Yeah,
he's been very reliably in
yeah,
the top 5 to top
yeah.
8
He's
and really
like
not
he's like
ninth,
an
right?
index fund. He is just you can count on him.
Very yep. Yep.
Yeah.
You're not gonna go big, but
Mm-mm.
you're gonna be very steadily earning your
Mhm.
money.
Mhm.
That is for sure. Yeah, the men, wow.
Mhm.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
Gogolev.
Go
Gogolev's gonna happen.
go medal.
Gogo medal. And that'll be
All
the
right.
first Canadian men's medal since you have to be Patrick? Am I making that up?
Yeah, who else would have been besides Patrick?
Well, I know Keegan didn't win one.
It wasn't
Patrick,
Genya.
the last world medal
Twenty
for a Canadian man.
six, 15,
No, earlier,
14, 14,
13.
13.
Patrick won
He
his
wasn't at 14.
last of 3 titles. Yeah.
Wow. All right. So we're down to ice dance.
Okay, speaking of the last time worlds were in Prague, this was the
Was that
first
was that go go
Usava
go?
Julin. They won their first and only world title, the forever just on the bubble team that could never break through. They could never beat Klimov and Ponomarenko. And then the Duchesnes started, passing them. And it was like they just could not get there. And finally, in 93, they had this incredible Blues for Klug program and they won their first and only world title. And Russia swept the world podium. They won all 3 medals in dance. It was Usava Julin, Grisha Platov, Krylova, Fedorov. But you know what? This dance event, I think something similar is going to happen in terms of a long, long time team that has always been on the bubble finally getting their flowers. And
I
I think Piper and Paul
totally
are going to
agree.
win this Worlds.
I totally
It's
agree.
going to happen.
Look, I could be just making up in my head, but there's something about the momentum that they got at the Olympics
Mhm.
and the fact that Madison Chalk Evan Bates are not here,
Mhm.
where the judges' brains have now been freed up in
Mhm.
some ways
Mhm.
to think about a different team up
Mhm.
there.
Mhm.
And yeah, I totally would agree with you about
Mhm.
the potential for Piper and Paul to win this thing.
Mhm.
Um, and the continued potential,
Mhm.
frankly, of Fournier, Beaudry, and Cicerone making a major error
Mhm.
because that we've seen that
Mhm.
this season. We saw that at um, we saw that in practices at the
Yeah.
Olympics. Uh, you know,
They push so hard, and I wonder about, like, because I talked about in our, Olympic recap about how they push so hard in practice and then hold back a lot in competition, and I wonder when they are pushing harder in competition, if that's when the mistakes happen. I
hmm
don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. I have a feeling that it's gonna be Piper and Paul. I just the momentum is there.
And a post-Olympic Worlds
Mhm.
for ice dance has not been without its surprises
Mhm.
either.
Mhm.
Remember the day when Anna Capolina and Luca Lanote won Worlds in
Yes, by
2014?
by a whisker. All the medals were within, like, a few, like, third 3/100ths of or the 3/10 of a point or something. They were so
Yeah,
close.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. There have been a couple Olympic champions who have defended their world title or who won worlds right after. Bertrand Moyer did it in 2010. Papadakis and Cizeron did it in 2022. Um, but it's not a guarantee by any means.
No. I the thing that I think of with Piper and Paul for me is that they their Olympics free dance was so utterly transformative
Mhm.
for them
Mhm.
that they might come in with a very different kind of just like mindset of what
Mhm.
this competition is for them. And they were even saying this on the interview when I was
Mhm.
talking to them was that they felt a difference in the
Mhm.
way that they did that program at the Olympics than they had done it before.
Mhm.
And you wonder if that kind of magic is going to happen again. I go back to this is obviously pairs, but I go back to Savchenko and Massot in 2018 after the Olympics, where we were like, they can possibly do that program any better than
No.
they did at the Olympics, and then they did it better at
Yeah.
Worlds.
Yeah. Okay, I have chills. Savchenko was so
Yeah,
that free skate was so good.
it was so good.
Psychological breakthrough, then they can skate with
Yeah,
that kind of freedom.
right.
Mhm.
Um, and like their programs really came together at the
Mhm.
Olympics.
Mhm.
RuPaul came together at the
Mhm.
Olympics finally.
Mhm.
Vincent came together at the Olympics. So again, you wonder.
Mhm.
Um, so you think those two for
Mhm.
gold.
Mhm.
You think Theo Gibson
Yeah.
versus Zingas Kolesnik for bronze, which are words that I did not think I would say at the
Yeah.
beginning of this season.
It's interesting because Fear Gibson for so long had so much momentum, and in their last 2 competitions, I feel like it really screeched to a halt, and Zingis, on the other hand, is just, like, shooting for the stars.
Speaking of
Um,
momentum,
yeah, so I'm interested to see how Fear Gibson compete here. Um, I know that they were a team that they really had this very strong mental game, and their attack was really what powered them forward,
hmm
and I think once the doubt started creeping in there, especially with Lila's twizzle issues, if I think that really kind of unseated them, the last 2 competitions, especially at the Olympics. So
yeah,
I'm interested to see how they skate here, and I feel like we know how Zingas and Kolesnik are gonna skate. They're gonna be skating out of their skin. They're gonna be raising the roof. It's gonna be,
yeah,
all energy all the time.
yeah. I think the two of them, and I think Zingas Kolesnik, Reed Ambrulevicius, and Smart and Deke,
Mhm.
all three of those teams, I think, have the potential to be the spoiler for the bronze, with Zinga Kolesnik being the higher potential of those three. Um, but still, like like you look at them versus Allison and Saul at the Grand Prix final, right? At
Mhm.
Grand Prix final, Allison and Saul were scored higher.
Mhm. I
Smart,
wanna
smart
put
and Deke.
Lopareva Briseau in that conversation too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I would agree with that. It's like then is there even a dark horse of a Green Parsons coming in
Mhm.
after not being at the Olympics and maybe bringing something a little bit different
Mhm.
than what everybody's been seeing, right? Because
Mhm.
we haven't seen them since Four Continents.
Mhm.
They're the ones who are replacing Chalk and Bates here,
Mhm.
and they're fresh. They
Mhm.
haven't had to come down from the Olympics.
Mhm.
They've in the interview that I had with them, were saying how grateful they were to their season getting another shot,
Mhm.
getting having another chance at extending their season.
Mhm.
So,
I'm interested to see how Turco Versluis look because they really weren't, they said that they were feeling 100% better, but I didn't feel like they looked at the Olympics like they were as comfortable as they were in the past, with his
mhm.
injury and everything. And I'm wondering if a few more weeks of training, if they look more like their old selves, because I feel like in this field, they should be contenders. I mean, they have fantastic material, especially that free
Yeah,
dance. It's just
yeah,
like, oh, it's so good. It's just that tango, like that's just, so addictive and easy to reward and easy to like and very accessible. And, their season scores are not great just because of his injury, but I think they could move up um,
yeah.
here.
They lost some of their
Mhm.
power
Yeah.
and their just sort of assertiveness,
Mhm.
especially in that free dance.
Yeah.
I remember last season when we were watching that free dance, it was like it just sent chills down your
Yeah.
spine because it was just like so
Yeah.
well done most of the
Yeah.
time.
Especially that
Um,
straight line lift at the end is so good.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be interesting. I mean, Carrera Ponomarenko also here.
Mhm.
Hannah Lim and Ye Kwan. Do they get a little bit of a redemption? They
I
have
hope
to.
I hope they make the free dance and get to do their free
Yeah,
dance here. I
yeah.
have, like, one thing to say about Christina Carrera and Anthony Ponomarenko, just not related to this competition, but, pointing back to the, March Gladness that we talked about at the beginning of the episode, to everyone who didn't vote for them, you're on my list. I'm really judging you. I think Christina's dress that she debuted at the Olympics is like probably the best costume of the season that anyone's had. That dress is stunning and so, so effective with the theme of their program. And, I took it kind of personally that she didn't get votes and that they lost their category. That was upsetting to me. I'm very excited to see it again.
Michelle is very upset. She was
Mhm.
telling me how upset she was
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were up against the Amber Glenn Like a Prayer costume,
Mhm.
though.
You know what? I voted for Amber in the ISU costume award. I didn't feel bad not voting for her here. This was Christina's award. She should have won. So, just saying.
I have very much enjoyed the great deal of thoughts and opinions that everybody's been having on March
Mhm.
Gladness, which
Mhm.
they were unable to maybe have with
Mhm.
the ISU
Mhm.
costume awards because it was it feels so terminal, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like you have one chance to just
Yeah.
vote for your one costume and
Yeah.
now you have like whatever it is,
Yeah.
15 chances to vote for your costume.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to dance. The 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 podium will be very interesting. I
Mhm.
I do think with every other one of these competitions, the potential for there being some kind of surprise on the
Mhm.
podium is high.
Mhm.
The question is, what is the
Mhm.
surprise? And will there be more than one? As there could be.
Mm.
With the ice dancers, right? You don't have Chalk and Bates, and that's basically, or you don't have Chalk and Bates, and you don't have Guignard Fabry,
Mhm.
but that's basically it.
Mhm.
Everybody else is here
Mhm.
for the most part.
Yeah.
Um, and so it'll be interesting to see because the Olympics was very close
Yeah.
across a lot of these teams. And, it was an exclamation point for Spartan
Mhm.
Deek's choreograph character step,
Oh
or
my god.
it was a level here and there for these people, or it was
Yeah.
a miss on a bracket turn that left somebody with 2 levels fewer, or, it was
Can
like
we lay off
something.
the choreo step calls at this event? Just please. We've given out enough. We met the quota. Just don't do it this event. Leave them
It
alone.
it's like parking tickets.
Yes. When you're
It's like
legally
s
parked.
yeah, somebody decided that you were, you know, 4 feet, 8
Mhm.
inches from the
Mhm.
fire hydrant or whatever it is. I don't
Yeah.
even know what the rules are for parking near fire
Yeah.
hydrants because I don't have a car. But it was like one of those things where you're like, you're just so close, and
Yeah.
the nickel and diming is
Mhm.
quite upsetting. Should we do our top 3 for each of these
Oh, boy.
disciplines?
Oh, boy. Yeah. Okay.
Let's start with the dance.
Okay. Um, Gilles Poirier first, Fournier Baudry Cizeron second, Zingis Kolesnik third.
I have the exact same top
Yeah,
3.
let's go. Okay.
Okay, I'll do women on my part.
Okay.
We'll switch off. Kaori Sakamoto, Amber Glenn,
Ooh.
Monet Chiba.
Ooh, Monet. Uh, Ami Nakai first, Kaori Sakamoto second, Amber Glenn third. Mhm.
Wow.
I adore
This wa
Monet,
th
but
this
I
was
don't think
this
it's
was
gonna
the
happen.
this was the yeah, this was the switcheroo from the Olympics where I
Yeah,
was like, Monet's not gonna be in the top
yeah.
5. Alright, pairs.
Pavlova Sviatchenko,
Oh.
Hasa Volodin, Michokina Berilava. I've never heard the Hungarian anthem. I'm ready.
Oh gosh, this one is I have the same top 3. I would put
Whoa.
Hasa first,
Okay,
though, and then Pavlova Sviatchenko, and then Metelkina Perulova.
okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, men. Oh,
This is so hard. I don't even know. I don't even know
this is
here.
it's
Yeah.
like it's too. I, I'm just gonna go for it. Yuma, Ilya, Adam.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's not even like I don't even know what that came from, but
I'm gonna do no, Ilya, Gogolev, Yuma.
Wow, there's already menning going on in
Yeah,
our predictions.
yeah. And
It's
I shouldn't pick Ilya to win because he burned me before, but I feel like it's inevitable that he will win. Um, so,
I just don't know. I really just don't know.
mhm.
Well, there we go. I think of all of the podium picks I have done all season, this one is by far my most unhinged.
It's gonna be something insane, and then it's probably gonna be like Kalmura in second.
Something like
Yeah.
things are like I think both of us are reacting to the fact that a post-Olympic world is not typical. It's just not
Mhm.
typical.
Mhm.
Something's going to happen and we don't know
Mhm.
what is going to happen, and our minds are just like
Mhm.
going off the
What was the
wall.
year? Was it 2010 when, Daisuke and Mao won Worlds after they both failed to win the Olympics? I feel like that was the year. Maybe it's 2014?
Mao won in
She
2010,
won in 2010 and
and
2014. Yeah, it was Daisuke in 2010. And
yeah,
Yuzu was the Olympic champion in 2014, but
right.
yeah, I was thinking in 2010. So they both missed gold in the Olympics and landed on the podium, and then they both won worlds. So maybe it will be Yuma and Cowrie.
Wow.
Hmm.
Well, that's it for our last preview episode of this very long season.
Crazy.
And hey, folks, thank you for joining us during this whole thing. We will be back with both recap shows. Michelle may be joining me for some recap shows during the week, and we will be back for the full recap of the World Championships next week. Michelle, anything before we go?
I guess I'm going to be watching some skating. Here's to hours and hours.
Here's to hours and hours.
Yeah.
This week is going to be 6 a.m. to midnight, almost every single day.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's gonna be something. It's
Well,
gonna be something.
I hope you have some good snacks. I'll be in
Luckily,
LA. I will definitely have good snacks. Yeah.
Luckily, I am right next to the arena, so it's not going to
Nice.
be a long
Mhm.
a long commute. All right, well, That's it for this episode of the Rocker Skating Podcast. We had a lot of fun. Hope you did too. And, you know, lots of things. If you're in the mood to support rocker skating and this podcast and all the stuff that we do, go ahead and subscribe to this channel on YouTube. Subscribe to this podcast on your podcast platforms. That is very important for us. And rocker pins are still on sale. And we're going to have an actual sale for the World Championships. So watch out for that. And go and play all the games that you want. March Gladness, Fantasy Skating, and Prediction Central. They're all for you at live.rockerskating.com. I'm going to stop promoting my website now, but that's going to be the place for all of the coverage coming up in Prague from me this week. Practices start on Tuesday, competitions start on Wednesday, and it's going to be, we're going to go at 250 miles per hour for 5 days straight. It's going to be a very different pace than what we were used to at the Olympic Games. So, all right, for Michele Ellis, this is Jackie Wong, Chief Skate Nerd of rockerskating.com. Thanks, as always, to our brilliant, fantastic sponsors, John Wilson Blades, for keeping us going all season long, and to Tara Nichols, who is listening to this and probably trying to figure out what parts to cut. So that's it for this time. We will talk to you again soon. Bye.
Bye.